like so heartwarming. And the fact that you guys listen to us, it just like, it humbles us every time we see it.
Fills our hearts.
It does. It really does. Welcome to Duo on Air, where we help you get seen, remembered, and wildly obsessed over by your audience. We're your hosts, Abby
and Courtney, a pair of ex-agency besties who ditched the cubicles, the Minneapolis skyways, and the corporate jargon for work that matters, with people who inspire us every day. Today, we're a women-powered marketing agency serving brands worldwide, bringing those big agency results without the corporate price tag.
Around here, it's all about what actually grows your business: branding, SEO, websites, and navigating the real-life ups and downs of building a dream while raising tiny humans. We're moms, wives, and best friend business partners in the trenches with you, making the hard stuff feel easy and a whole lot more fun.
So pour a fresh cup, get comfy, because you're exactly where you need to be.
Let's duo this. Welcome back to the Duo on Air podcast, and I cannot believe we are saying this. It is episode 200.
Oh my gosh, we made it.
Wow, we made it.
Is that what that means? They say in the marketing book? Once you make it to the 200th episode of your podcast, you've made it.
I feel like they say episode 7. Like literally, most people don't make it past episode 7.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I told my husband this morning that we were recording our 200th one today, and he's like, but you started at like 150, right? You know how like people like start numbers like not at 1? And I was like, no.
Rude. 200.
But we were like trying to think of a fun thing for this episode. And I don't know if you listened to the 100th episode that we did, but I thought it was kind of a fun idea. And I think we did like 100 things we've learned as small business owners. And it was just like rapid fire. So as I was talking to Abby about this episode, I was like, should we redo that for 200? You guys, could you imagine?
200 things.
200 things. We do it for every milestone like that. We get to our 1000th episode and we're like, 1,000 things.
You have to listen to us for an hour just to get through it. No one would join. It would be podcast over.
Yes.
But today is a special day. 1, because we're recording 200. Like, wow, that's amazing. And 2, because this is the first launch of 2026 for SEO on Tap, and we love launching this course every single time.
Yes.
So it's a special day, and because of that, before we jump into today's topic, so today we're going to talk to you about 10 podcast episodes.
I believe, yes. 10
podcast episodes within the last 200 that you absolutely need to listen to if you haven't, or maybe re-listen to because it's been a while.
They're some of our favorites.
Yes, they are our favorite episodes and 1000% still relevant today. And I think can be really hard too, is if you look at someone who has tons of podcast episodes, sometimes it can be like, well, do I want to listen to that SEO podcast episode from 2023? Because I bet it's not relevant anymore.
Right, exactly.
But newsflash, it still is.
Everything we do is relevant.
So we're going to walk you through some of our favorite episodes that are still relevant today, that are still absolutely worth your time, so that after this, you can just binge Duo on Air for the whole day and celebrate 200 episodes.
Celebrate with us.
I know. But before that, we have a fun 200th episode giveaway, and we're so excited, and this is going to be awesome. So
200 of you are going to win. Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's like, yeah.
Our whole audience pipes up. They're like, what?
Yeah, right. Oh, my goodness. But I'm going to tell you what you're going to win first, and then how to do it.
Yes.
And don't worry, how to do it. It's not that hard. But we are going to have 3 prizes. The first one, you are going to win the complete SEO on Tap bundle for free. So
the
that
whole
is
thing.
Grand prize winner. You will get that bundle and all the goodies that are wrapped up in it during this launch window. Number 2, 2 winners are going to get prizes of $200 off either the course SEO on Tap or any of Duo's services that you would like to cash in on. So just a nice little $200 gift card for you. And then number 3, 2 winners are going to get our newest offering, which we are so excited to start launching this year.
Yes.
We are going to be launching some really awesome brand kits and brand bundles throughout the year. And we have our first one dropping in January, and name is TBD, right?
TBD. Yes.
Sip and celebrate.
I mean,
we can't decide.
That's cute.
We like it. We can't decide, but it is hand-drawn illustrations, and it's this beautiful package that has been created by Duo Collective, yours truly, and we are just so excited to start offering some of these like fun little packages that give you the opportunity to really enhance your brand without high budgets.
Yes.
And 2 of you are going to get this for free.
Yeah. And they're editable, so you can like change them to your brand colors, and you can use them in Canva or Illustrator. So, it's not anything that you have to think too heavily about, because we're going to make it as easy as possible for you to change the colors and then use them however you want.
Yeah, you don't need Illustrator to do this. You can do this in Canva.
Do it in
you
Canva.
can make them yours. And also this pack is so like near and dear to our brand and our heart of like how we cheers and celebrate, and beverages are incorporated in everything we do. And we know that so many of you are along that ride with us, and we want to celebrate with you too. So how can you incorporate that into your brand? So that is what that illustration package is going to be all about.
I
More
love
to come.
all of these.
I know.
I want to enter.
You can't. So here's how you're going to enter. You are going to leave a podcast review, and we will share the links of where you can leave the reviews in the show notes, so you can quickly just jump to it. And we want you to screenshot it before you submit, because a lot of times the reviews take a few days to actually populate, and I don't want to miss your review. So please screenshot it before you hit submit, and then share it with us. So you can either tag us on Instagram, you can just send us an email, you can Instagram DM us and say that you did it. I don't care how you do it.
If you have
just
our
do
numbers,
it one way.
you can text us. We really don't
Yes.
care. Just get it to us.
Yeah, so hello@duocollective.com. Just send it there. We will track all of the responses. And number 2, share the episode, maybe any of these episodes, not just the 200th episode, but you can share any of these episodes that you are tuning into that we're about to talk about and that you're excited, and make sure you tag us. Otherwise, we're not going to see it.
Yes.
So you have to tag us. And we'll be tracking all of this. And then 5 winners. There will be 5 winners.
That's so exciting. Not
Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
But 5.
Not 200. 5 winners. Maybe next time we'll do 200, 300 for the 300th episode. Yeah. 300th. Okay, so we are super excited. And also, just before we dive into these 10 episodes that you should tune in on, we just want to say thank you for tuning in and listening and sharing us anyways, because we know you guys share us and tag us, and seeing your Spotify Wraps last year and seeing all of the things was just like so heartwarming. And the fact that you guys listen to us, it's just like, it humbles us every time we see it.
Fills our hearts.
It does. It really does. So
And
we love
I
you
would
guys.
be so curious, not that anybody out there has to have done this, but if you've listened to all 200, I would love to know. I'm just so curious.
I think we'll give you a prize anyway.
Yeah. Seriously.
If you've listened to all 200 episodes and you are sure of it, you send
feel
us
like
an
there's
email
gotta be
and
a
you
couple.
win everything.
You win all of our services. You win SEO on tap. We're going to come visit you.
For real though, you are the MVP of Duo. So,
I
but
love
thank
that.
you guys.
So the structure of this, we're just going to list off our top 10 podcasts over the 200 that we think are the best ones yet. We're going to give you a little synopsis of what they're about, why it's our favorite, and why it's still relevant. So the first one is going way back to number 7. Can you believe that? Number
Crazy.
7, such a baby. And that one is brand strategy versus brand design. So what that episode is all about is really the difference between the strategy and the design, and breaking down why you can't just skip straight to the pretty stuff. So we think, when a lot of people start new businesses, they get really excited about the visual piece of it, which is good. Like, you should have that excitement and, create that foundation visually. But a lot of people skip that strategy part, or they're just like, okay, this is my mission and that's all that I need. But it's so much more than that. It's your why, it's your who, it's what you stand for, it's how you speak to your audience, your tone, your personality, even your core values, who you help, why you help them, what you offer. So really baking that strategy before you even get to your visuals is so important. And that's what this episode is all about, is really breaking out the differences between brand strategy and brand design, how you really can't have one without the other. And a lot of people try to do that right away. And you'll start to realize the further you get into your business that something is probably missing if you don't have one or the other of these. And a lot of people obviously have design. A lot of people lack strategy, but even just making sure that your design matches your strategy, because sometimes that's a miss too. So we really break down the differences between those two and why they're both very important and why you need both of those as a strong foundation when you start your business. Why it's our favorite. It really clears up that biggest misconception in branding that people think a logo is a brand. And we love really setting the record straight that is far from your brand. And actually
we're still having, like, that episode was 2+ years ago. We are still having that conversation today.
Yeah, still today.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll ever
That
die.
wasn't 2+ years ago.
think.
How many?
Oh.
200th episodes? There's 365 days. No, weeks, 52 weeks. Yes, it was. Okay. Sorry.
Wow,
Math
look at
moment. Wow. I was like, I just sounded so dumb.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's okay. I'll admit it. It's fine.
So yeah, it's really talking about how brand is so much more than a logo, like so much more than a logo. And why it's still relevant today. I mean, like Abby just said, people still come to us today and they're like, well, I have a brand because I have a logo. And you're like, oh, dang.
Yeah,
Nope.
It's not a brand.
It's so much more than that. So kind of the strategy before the design rule never goes out of style. This is never a thing that's ever going to go out of style, because you really need that strong brand strategy foundation in order to build a strong visual brand in order to be successful with your brand. And then now more than ever with louder markets, clarity wins. So it's not just pretty visuals. And this comes with like SEO too. People can have the prettiest brand and the prettiest website. And if you don't have a solid organic SEO foundation, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And it is very fun to bring in some like SEO focused keywords into your brand strategy copy.
Yes.
So there
Into
are
your
some really
taglines.
strategic, clever ways to do so.
Into your submarks. Yes. It's more than just the pretty visuals.
Yeah. Okay. Next episode, number 47. We're really like in the sevens here. So is it a good idea to work with your best friend?
When she said this one earlier, I was just like, oh, that's a good episode. And she's like, yeah, it's number 47. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was so long ago, that we talked about this that
we even forgot it.
So funny.
But people ask us all the time, like, how business partnerships are hard.
How do you do it? Why do you do it?
Yeah.
Is it a bad idea?
Were we friends before we started this?
Right.
Like,
are we sisters?
Yeah.
Literally, we get that sometimes, which is so odd to me.
We don't look alike at all. Like 0% alike. But
I'm like 7
say
feet taller than her, and people are like, are you sisters?
7 feet.
Oh,
goodness. For real. So this is just our story of how we've built Duo together, kind of navigating through different seasons of life together, and how we went from the agency days to this world. And then also just talking about like some of those big like conflicts and boundaries and things that we've navigated. And of course we've navigated new things since then, but this episode is still so freaking relevant. And it talks about the early days of Duo.
Yeah.
And how we kind of did it. So this is one of our favorite episodes. If you are someone who's like thinking about a partnership, just want to know a little bit behind the scenes of us and how we kind of started this business and how we work together. It's kind of like the foundation of our partnership.
Yes.
I say this all the time to Court too, where anytime I'm like typing things out and I'm like, does it sound like we're like married the way I type this or just business partners? Because there are definitely times where I'm like, do people think maybe we're like actual partners?
That would be hilarious. I actually want to know how many people have thought that in the past.
We do have husbands.
Well, and sometimes your mom makes us hold hands in photos. So that's where it's like, oh, wow, we do
and
look like partners.
she has before been like, okay, get close, but don't kiss.
Yeah,
like the
literally
typical
our
photographer.
noses are almost touching. And I'm like, oh my gosh. One of these days I might just like kiss your nose and see what you do.
I mean, it'd make a good photo. I don't know. Now you warned me. I'm going to be on edge.
Oh, I love it.
So anyways, this episode is definitely one of our favorites. One to tune in. Courtney forgot it existed. So just tune in. Check it
I
out.
feel like we should redo it.
I know.
Okay, number 73. This one thing will improve your SEO this year. Honestly, I should probably let Abby talk about it. So, take it away, Abby.
Let's talk about this one. Okay, so I honestly went back to this one and I was like, let's see if this is still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the really cool thing about SEO is that it does not change as much as you think.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think everybody, every small business is like, SEO is always changing. How do I keep up? And you're like, it changes, sure, but not drastically.
Like the core concept of it.
Yeah.
So this one thing that will improve your SEO this year is all about backlinks. And this is still extremely relevant today. I would say how you get your backlinks can be a little bit different. Like, I think there's a lot of old spammy strategies out there that people used to do to get a backlink, and those don't tend to work anymore. But we don't talk about those. We talk about the ways to earn backlinks through real relationship building, not things that are sketchy. And so this episode is still absolutely relevant. It makes SEO feel doable. It's not techy or overwhelming. It's going to give you some practical strategies on how to get backlinks regardless of what industry you're in and how comfortable you are. So like if one idea can be, being a guest on a podcast, say you're not comfortable with that. You don't like to talk. You're not like us. Like you want to stay behind a screen. Totally fine. Then let's think of another way to do that. And that's kind of what this episode breaks down. So this is still 1000% relevant today. It was written in 2023. I still stand by all of these suggestions. So definitely a good thing to tune in on if you don't know anything about backlinks or building a strategy.
There you go. All right, I'll talk about this one because it's not SEO. Number 88, how many marketing channels you should use. So what it's about, it's basically about where you should be and why. And stop trying to be everywhere. I think when we first started for a while there, we were trying to be everywhere. And with two of us, it's a little easier to be everywhere. But if you're a solopreneur, that is hard. But guess what? It's even harder with two of us.
Yeah.
So we slowly started to recognize this, that we couldn't be everywhere. And we didn't need to be everywhere. We did not have to have our name on every marketing channel.
No.
So we talk about how you should start with one channel that you can show up consistently and intentionally. And for us, we talk about in the episode how email and Instagram were our marketing channels that we could really hone in on. So Abby at the time was owning more of the email. I was owning Instagram. Since then, things have changed for us, but that is still primarily where you're going to find us is email, podcast, and Instagram. And we're not trying to do it all. We're not trying to be everywhere. And I think this is a really enlightening episode for people who feel like they have to be everywhere. And then we're giving them that permission to pick one that you're really excited about, that you love showing up consistently and intentionally. And you are going to have so much more success versus trying to be everywhere and spread yourself super thin.
Yeah.
Why it's our favorite? Again, because it gives the overwhelmed entrepreneurs permission to really slow down and to show up where you want to be, and to avoid burnout. Because I feel like a lot of us get to that point where we're trying to do too much. And when you get to that phase, you slowly start to burn out, and that is not the point. And why it's still relevant? I mean, there are more marketing channels out there than there ever have been. The marketing noise just keeps getting louder. You see a lot of spammy things out there. You see a lot of places that are telling you to be here and there and post this and do that. And that can get really noisy. It can get very overwhelming. And we really want you to just be authentic, be focused, be present, and be where you want to be intentionally versus trying to be everywhere without being intentional and just kind of showing up.
Yeah, 1000%. I don't think that pressure will ever go away.
No,
I think pressure to be everywhere.
I think number 88 podcast episode is always going to be relevant.
Yeah, always. Always. Okay, next episode that you need to binge is number 102. This is all about the website pages you didn't know you needed.
This was such a fun one.
This was a fun one.
I think there's so many pages that people overlook.
Yeah. This episode was repurposed into, I believe, a newsletter, Tips and Sips, and people loved it. Love, love, love. So if you haven't tuned into this one, check it out. These are some overlooked SEO powerhouses specifically. So I'm not gonna like, reveal all of the
You have to go
5 pages.
listen.
You have to go listen. You have to go listen and find out.
Sorry.
I know. I'm so sorry. But I promise you, they are good pages that you probably don't think about. And they're pages that are going to boost your traffic. So they're actually SEO structured pages, but they're also not like, I'm not talking about deep sales pages.
They're fun pages.
Fun, easy pages.
Yeah.
So
like you could like hammer it out in an afternoon.
yeah. So listen to this one because these are going to be simple wins that are going to make a really big difference, which is fun. And it really just helps you see your website as this living, evolving tool. You don't need to focus on it being this one and done thing. Like this isn't.
Your website shouldn't be a one and done thing ever.
We're updating our website almost weekly. Like
almost daily.
It's insane. So, but we have a team. So I
Yes.
also don't want you to listen to that and be like, oh my gosh, what am I missing?
Yeah, right.
But I think there are just so many fun ways that you can update your website in a way that's really impactful and actually grows your business. So this is still relevant because we're still using search engines today to rely on structure, and this internal linking throughout your website is so important, and the ability to reach new audiences with these pages based on the keywords. That is not going away.
Ever. Probably.
No. And these pages can be found by Google. They can also be found by ChatGPT. So you can show up in multiple places for having these multiple resources.
It's more important now than ever.
Yes. So yeah, give yourself a little competitive edge and take a peek at these pages. Because again, it's something that isn't going to be super overwhelming. These are going to be really easy things that you
It's
can
not like you're
incorporate.
redoing your entire website.
No.
The next one is episode number 129. And this is a question we got a lot from new leads and inquiries is what comes first, SEO or branding? Because we would get people that would come in for SEO, but really they needed to start with branding or vice versa, or they would just be curious on which one that they needed to focus on. So it's really just about that practical decision for whether a client needs branding clarity first or if their business is ready for SEO. Because if somebody comes to us with no brand strategy, no brand clarity, unsure of what they're doing, don't even really know their services, who their audience is, who they want to target, then you might need to start with brand to get that clarity and foundation set before you can go into the SEO, because that is going to help guide who you're talking to, what your keywords are, and all of the things that you need within your website in order to gain that traffic. Why it's a favorite, it meets people where they are, and it helps with growing their business. If we wouldn't be doing them justice if we didn't tell them which one that we thought comes first. And sometimes that's a budget thing, a timing thing. Obviously, it's always going to be a clarity thing, which one needs more direction or time put behind it. We have people that come to us and they're like, well, I need both, but I can't quite afford right now to get both. So we say, that's fine. Start with branding. We'll get that solidified and clear and built for you. And then when you have the time to come back or the budget, then we'll start on your SEO. Multiple clients have done that with us. And then why it's still relevant. I mean, businesses need both. They need both. You might not think that you need both, but in order to have a strong foundation that needs to be seen, can be memorable, then you need both brand strategy, clarity, visuals, and SEO in order to have a successful
words
business.
are hard.
Yeah,
Words are hard.
And this episode really, like, if you are in a phase right now where you're unsure, do I need branding? Do I need SEO? Which one comes first? This episode will hopefully let you know which one to prioritize right now. And if you don't know, you know who to talk to.
Yeah, right. I'm going to add the rebrand into the show notes too, because we do have an episode all about 4 signs that you need a rebrand.
Yes.
Which is a very good episode. And that might be a little bonus episode to this one
There
of
we go.
like, are you ready for that?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I cannot remember the number for the life of me because I don't have 200 episodes memorized, but we will put that in the show notes
We
for you.
will add a little bonus one.
Yeah. Okay, number 161. This one's not that old, but it is still, a little like these are things where you're at 200. So what, you're going 40 episodes back. That's almost a year. So
That's crazy.
it is crazy. So I think sometimes we can still question, like, is this still relevant? So the biggest, number 61 is all about the biggest SEO mistakes small business owners make. So what are these mistakes? A few of them being unclear copy, you're missing links, things are outdated. So all of these are still 1,000% relevant.
Yes.
Even more so, I'd say, than ever before because of the growth within the AI world.
Yes.
So this is something that if you haven't tuned into this episode, I would absolutely dive into it. It's not going to be focused on, you know, these like scammy, simple, hide text in your copy in the white space.
We're not about that.
No. So, I mean, that is a mistake, but also like we're going to talk about like the real actionable mistakes that you can actually make.
Yes.
So, again, these are going to be focused on practical fixes, so anyone can implement them. We're not going to share things that feel, you know, I'm not going to tell you to go update your HTML code and rewrite X, Y, and Z.
Not super techie, no jargon.
Yes. No. So we're going to break it down really easy, clear ways. And these mistakes, again, are things that we are still seeing today in mistakes and simple fixes that can really, really help increase your visibility. So things like structure of your website and clarity on your website, especially things like fresh content, are so important. And I would like even emphasize they're more important now than they were when we recorded this episode. So still relevant, even more so today, and definitely worth diving into.
I'm going to let Abby take it away for the next one too, because
another
some
SEO
more
one.
SEO.
Whoop, whoop. I love it. Number 186, why SEO is less complicated today. And I already mentioned this kind of above. Like, SEO is not that hard.
People probably giggle at this because they're like, sure, lady.
It's not. It's not, I promise. Like, the reason it's hard is because the experts want you to feel like it's hard.
They use jargony terms.
Yes.
They use techie terms.
They scare you into signing retainers, and they scare you into needing them. Like, it's like
they try to make you not understand it, actually. Like, they do quite the opposite, I feel like, of what we do with our audience. We like to call them the SEO bros. But they try to make it feel like you'll never be able to learn it.
Yeah.
Like it's unreachable,
Yes.
unlearnable.
And of course, there are techie, development focused coding things you can do that can enhance your website. But guess what? There's also a lot of easy things that you can do that can enhance your website. And we don't need to sit here and like, so for example, you're going to cook dinner tonight, right? You can make chicken nuggets and everyone's still fed and happy. Or you can go make some gourmet meal that takes you 5 hours. And guess what? At the end of it, everyone's going to be fed and happy. At the end of the day, you still get the same results, but you can still like make a meal, you know?
So Abby is the second one and I'm the first one.
So we're talking about the chicken nuggets of SEO here, okay?
Oh my gosh, this needs to be its own episode.
I know. But for real, it doesn't have to be that hard, and we can focus on the easy things. So this episode is just talking all about how SEO isn't dead, because a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying SEO is dead. Now you got to focus on GEO, which is Generative Engine Optimization, or AIO, which is Artificial Intelligence Optimization. Well, let me tell you that SEO does all of that. Anyways, like, you literally can't show up in an AI overview or on ChatGPT if your content isn't first on the internet. So SEO also does things for GEO and AIO. So I don't care what jargony, stupid term you want to learn. Like,
right.
You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. It drives me crazy. I can go off on a tangent for that forever. But basically, modern SEO is just focusing on creating human first, clarity in your content, helpful content, and really creating a good user experience.
Yes.
And that at the core is what SEO is all about. So,
and I think that's why it's our favorite, because it really helps remove that fear around SEO and shows how actually accessible it can be to anybody who's building a business.
Yeah, 1,000%. So dive into this episode because it is still so freaking relevant. Like,
probably now more than ever.
Yeah.
I think I've said that with everyone.
Everyone. They're
Now
more
than
relevant
ever.
now. We would love to just repeat the episode, but they already exist. So please go listen.
Oh, I love it. Okay, the next one is number 171. And this
these
is
are guests.
Yeah, we are into the guest episodes now. So we have 2 guest episodes that we're highlighting. The first one, 171, Why the Habit Advice You've Heard Isn't Working. And this was Alicia. I don't remember. Alicia. Oh, man, of course. I don't remember her last name. But we met her at a retreat couple of years ago now, a couple of Octobers ago. Yeah. And she came in, she's written a book. The book is amazing, but really it's all about habit building and what that looks like. It's about creating habits that actually fit your life, because sometimes we read these habit books or, you know, we're told to do something as far as a routine goes, and a lot of the times it doesn't fit our life. Like it has to be relevant. It has to fit our lives. Some of these habits are like so defined or specific that it just doesn't work for everybody. You need to build habits that work for you.
Read the book Atomic Habits and like loved it. I loved that book. That was like one of my favorite books.
I loved it too.
And so she basically created an atomic habit version of a book, but for women. Because we
go through cycles.
Yeah. And our hormones are not the same like men. And so yeah, that Atomic Habits is a really great book, but there are cycles that we go through that you tend to fall off, and then you tend to like feel the shame or feel the guilt or whatever it is, because you can't stick to a habit like Atomic Habits has taught you. Yes. And so it's like this episode is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And I think that's why it's our favorite, is because if you are a female listening to this and you are struggling to build habits, or you're like, I have read Atomic Habits and it just doesn't work for me, that's probably because you're a female. This Atomic Habits probably works so much better for men. And that, again, is because they don't have a cycle. Things aren't changing multiple times throughout the month for them, within their body, within their emotions, within their hormones. So that's why this is one of our favorites. It's very mind-blowing. It's very eye-opening, and it gives you the permission to build habits that support your life and not actually take away and drain.
How freaking relevant for the new year right now. Like just to, because I know everyone's in this like new year, new you goals. Like even though we love to hate on it, we also like secretly deep down have like, this is my new year resolution
we're
goal.
Just wired that way, unfortunately.
No.
But that is why it's relevant. That's why it's relevant, especially right, like Abby said, this time of the year. And again, it allows you to think of your habit building differently, and knowing that it can be different based on your lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay. And then our last episode that you need to go binge, and our second guest is, again, can you tell that we like really love health related content? Because I feel like we love to think about our business, right? Like we come on here and we talk about like all of the business tips and strategies, but then it's so fun to bring in guests that can help balance out the content that we share to also bring in this content too. So we are talking about episode 92, and this is navigating stress and success through your nervous system. This one is with Chelsea, and this one is, I think at the time we did this episode, I was probably like a little bit less hippy dippy than I'm not hippie at all.
You probably got off of that and you're like, wow, that was so woo woo. And I was probably like, wow, that was amazing.
Which, like, we talk about like tapping and like, you know, just like certain things with nervous system and your foundation. And I think this episode, like in my life, came before I was like officially diagnosed with anxiety and like going through like a whole series of things that I was going through. And so I think during that time, I also realized like, wow, my nervous system is really messed up. Like, and I didn't quite understand it. So I actually want to re-listen to this episode now because I think it would be so beneficial. But it's just breaking down the foundation of how you think, how you create, how you lead. And when stress is constantly on, it's going to drain any clarity in your decisions. And it's just going to make decision making overall a lot harder. So we specifically are focused on helping create these tools and resources for business owners. So this is what Chelsea specifically speaks to. And yeah, it's just one of our favorites because of that reason, is that it's actually focused on nervous system for business owners.
Right. And you always hear, like, as mothers particularly, like if you don't take care of yourself, like, how can you take care of your kid or your family or your dog or your house or whatever? Like, you need to make sure that you focus on you too. So this is where it's kind of like it centers around you, not just strategy, as one of the most important parts of your business. Because if you aren't taking care of you, your business is probably suffering somewhere too. So it really, it ties your nervous system and you and your business together. And if you can show up as the best version of you for your business is going to do better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things with this topic is it can feel really overwhelming and like a really long road and a long journey. And like, there's so many things you have to do to like get it back or like, you know, find your medium line of like where you need to be rather than in these extreme fight or flight situations. And I think what's really good about this episode is she kind of talks about typical strategies you can use every day.
Yes.
Because you are going to fluctuate. You're not going to stay in this happy medium forever. You're going to go to extreme lows and extreme highs, and you just need some tools to help
and
balance
simple.
that.
They're simple. They're not complicated.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is not this like 9 to 5, like go to work, same old same all day long. Like we signed up for chaos.
Sometimes it's so chaotic you crave the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh no, that sucked.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, have you ever daydreamed about that? I have. What it's like to just leave your work behind.
To be like, you can just shut it off.
Yeah.
Because you can't shut it off now.
No, you can't shut it off. I mean, wouldn't have it any other way. Love it. But, you know, sometimes you do want to shut it off.
Yes.
So there you have it. Those are 10 episodes that you can binge. Go to the show notes. We will link them all there for you so you can easily pop over to them. And then do not forget about the giveaway.
Yes.
So quick reminder, someone's going to win full SEO on tap. 2 people are going to win $200 off, and 2 people are going to win our newest bundle brand kit. And we're so excited. So all you have to do is go leave a podcast review. Make sure you screenshot it, send it to us. Easiest way is probably either to just share it on Instagram and tag us at duo.collective or email it to hello@duocollective.com. And then after that, make sure you do share us. So 2 for 1 if you end up leaving a podcast review and then just screenshotting that and sharing it on Instagram. So
yay.
That's it. That's all you have to do. All right. Happy 200.
It's time for a refill. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Duo on Air.
If you loved hanging out with us today, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1, subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
2, share this episode with a biz bestie and tag us on Instagram at duo.collective.
And 3, leave a review because we love hearing from you.
Finally, keep sharing your episode ideas. We love creating content for you. Head over to duocollective.com to catch up on all the latest episodes, brand and website makeovers, SEO tips, and so much more.
See you there. Let's duo this thing called business together.